Welcome. Today we got some red purple law for you. It is one of the favorite decks of one of our players, and he likes to just, I don't know, relieve some stress and cause trauma to other players with the perpetual bottom decking of their characters. Now it's kind of interesting because as an ace player, traditional ace player, they don't really have characters on the board. I can't wait till they come out with some support for this leader, or I should say, I like that they're coming out with support for older leaders in general, but it does seem weird. What was it? Whitebeard and Katakuri? Like, why? But I think why, right? They know those decks gonna make money, so of course they're coming out with those new starter decks that specifically helps those leaders. Dofi was always in a gray area. I always found the build. Hold on. I don't know how to reword that. It just sounded cocky. Forgive me. I always found a build that was able to contend, except for one format. There was one format where it was just like, nah, this ain't gonna work. It was a little too difficult. But so I always felt Dofi was just a contender. Now we're gonna see, yeah, he's gonna be like really good in the future. But I only say that because Smoker needed that help. And I literally can no longer remember any of those new starter decks. So it stops right here. Getting to the point. I would love for like Magellan, or you already know Iceberg is still struggling. There's just so many leader cards that people didn't even get to enjoy. That's what I'm talking about. You know, Red, Green, Luffy. Like, we didn't even get to enjoy these cards because the leaders just came out unplayable for the most part. King, Purple King, right? Make starter decks for those characters. Make those starter decks and give them whatever busted thing they need so they could just play. So people can finally play with the leaders that they've really wanted to play with. So the other aspect of this is giving those leaders exactly what they need. And I understood what they were going for with Ace. I believe Ace, they wanted to, you know how he was like a lone solo dolo in the anime? I think that was kind of the goal. Minimize how many characters he has on board and just let the leader do all the fighting. I feel like that was the idea behind this leader. So it's like he should have the toxic board removal. It would make sense. He should be able to constantly remove stuff off the board because you only got your leader attacking and swinging. He should be a super event heavy deck that constantly just takes characters off the board if possible, so that way he can just get that one swing per turn or trigger that double attack ability and so on and so forth. But with Enel being around, he obviously needs a character. You know, you can't just have one leader attack against an Enel. You'll never be able to win. But all right, now to the match. As we see, it is a 1-to-2 life aspect ratio. And they got their, what's that guy called? Marco on the board. Used to also cause PTSD, that Marco. Man, oh man. I remember the decisions you had to make, whether you want to get the Marco off the board or not even, just constantly trying to, yeah, there you go, bottom deck. See, no love lost for that. Get that off the board. Yeah. Oh, wow, this deck broken. This law deck broken. What's going on? But where was I? Yeah, Marco, oh my god. Like, oh, maybe he doesn't have any more events. Keep attacking. Chuck, Chuck, Chuck. Board presence, dominate. Still here. Oh, man, it was a tragedy. Ugh. Anyway, I can't see this ace player coming back from what's happening. No active Dawn. You probably don't want to dump all those events in your hand because then you won't have anything to play next turn. Entei probably should have. You know what? They should come out with a new Entei that does take out 2 characters. So he drops his 9 beard, has 1 Dawn up, sees if you take Bon Clay off the board. The sad part of this story is if he wants to protect the Bon Clay, he could just block with Shariah and discard 1. Which is what happens. And I think that's relatively GG. Because Bon Clay can copycat Whitebeard's power. Shariah can copycat the leader's power. And we already know Kid and Killer, they just get an automatic 2K buff. So I can't see this Ace player getting around this. And essentially we still got a bottom deck play just to draw 2 cards. Another 9K swing. Yep, just four cards in hand. Bon Clay swings for 10. GG. There was the Entei and the Rush Luffy. They probably could also come out with an Entei that has a, what do you call it, a lower cost value, I would say. You know, it doesn't have to be such a high cost event. Heck, they probably can come out with a lot of things that can just help Ace overall. Characters with continuous effects just to help buff up his events or something, or even another search event engine, so he can just really add a bunch of events into his hand. Because I think at this point in the meta, we know that character abilities are just like more dominant than events, because you get the ability / board presence. So we're going up against Moria, the big bad of the meta when Sakazuki leaves, but Law, we already know Law takes over. So still no love lost. Still no love lost. I'm happy to see all Sakazuki players lose, all Moria players lose. Yellow never got me salty, but I understood. I understood. But nah, let me play the game. Let me play the game. I feel like going up against Sakazuki and Moria, they don't even let you play. Oh my God. They don't. That's enough. That's enough. Calm down. So there's a Perona on the board that is currently rested. Let's see what Moria does. Are we attaching 2 Dawn? No, you don't attach. You attach 1 Dawn, rest 2. And he's going to get rid of our character. That mill engine is really strong, because it's like, essentially, imagine having access to half the deck. Like, let's just exaggerate it, right? You just got access to half your deck. You mill, and everything you mill, in theory, it's like, if you want this or you want that, you can just play it. So that's how that feels. There's no real I'm milling, but there's a chance I'm not going to see this no more. There's a chance I'm not going to see that no more. We drop. We reduce. Yeah, let's see how you like it, huh? Can't keep anything on the board. Let's see how you like it. Let's get we're getting Bon Clay so we can ramp. We get 2 back. Oh, if we want to, we can get the Zoro out. You can afford to attack the Perona. You only got 4 cards in hand. And if you do decide to summon the Zoro, you'll be at 3. But there is a hyper lack of counter power here. Yeah, of course. I figured that was the best play to save the Perona. So the counter attack is going to be a bit real. What is this, about 7 cards in hand? I'm sure Moria has oh, we're going with the Sabo. Okay. So what that essentially tells us is we're just looking at the 2 attacks. Can't save that. Oh, we got another 5-drop kid. Decisions. I wonder if we should be saving some of the cost reduction in case of a Moria. You know what? Let's be hyper aggressive. Why not? Huh. Oh, I see. You want to copy the attack power. Okay, I respect it. Nice awareness. Nice awareness. All right. Let's get that off the board. Especially since if we was to leave, how would I forget that character's name? If we was to leave our 1-drop on the board, he would easily take it off the board. That would be a high priority target at that point. Okay, we're being real aggressive towards Moria. I ain't gonna lie, I would have tried to attack Pudding because it encourages him to lose cards out his hand. Or lose the character. Okay, keep in mind that's 2 attacks he's gonna have if you... Oh wait, we got a Kid and Killer. Moria should defend against this. I can't see him taking that because that's too risky. And he took it. Okay then. Maybe he made a mistake. Because if he can't turn this board around, it's gonna be GG. Oh my god, that's salt. That is salt. Now click the subscribe button because of that play right there. Just gonna click it. G.